All right, what do we got? What do we got here on this fine Saturday afternoon? Plushy smiles. Planet Earth with backtrack and freeze. Okay. Lots of movement shenanigans. Interesting to have freeze on a board that has like shortcuts around the map. Suguri 46, Tomomo casual, Saki and Nico. Okay. Gonna be a lot of I'm gonna say gonna be a lot of transformations in this game. Sometimes literal, sometimes metaphorical, right? Tomomo casual can transform into Sweet Eater using the ice cream that she started the game with. You know, Nico's gonna transform her cards into random hypers. 46 is gonna generate cards, not necessarily the same thing as transformation, but you get the idea. And Saki's gonna transform the board into a fucking battlefield as she puts bombs on the floor. Starting things out, Planet Earth. Not gonna be a lot of fights here, although Tomomo did start with an ice cream. Makes her a little scarier than usual, and it does mean she will be able to become Sweet Eater pretty soon. And the rest of the cast of characters aren't the best at defending themselves from Sweet Eater, except for 46, because 46 can just kill her without a battle damage. So, we'll have to see how that goes once the transformation runs through. As for the start of this game, it is Planet Earth. All of our players seem to be taking the long way around the board, so not too much interaction there. And there probably won't be any interaction until, you know, people start hitting 2s and 3s. Saki's hyper is a level 3, don't have to look that one up. Nico's hyper is level 2, but she doesn't use hers until late game, so that doesn't really matter. Suguri 46, do I remember off the top of my head? I think it's level 2, let's check. It is 3, damn, I guessed wrong. Ice Cream Evolution is, I think hers is 3 as well? It is 3, okay, I got that one right. Goo comes out from Mystery on the same turn as Freeze. You love to see it. It looks like Freeze is every 5 turns. What is Backtrack? I think Backtrack is 7 or 8, but we'll see. It's 8. Okay. As the Mind Flood music comes out, Tomomo hits level 2, has enough start to hit level 3. All players are capable of hitting level 2, like Saki, who just did it. As soon as they make it back to their own home. Now see, as Saki, right, with a lot of these characters I talk about hypers requiring certain levels, Saki's an interesting case where, as the Saki player, do you want, because you pack a lot of trap cards in the deck to aid in the mind game, by the way, Nico hit level 2, to aid in the mind game of putting down traps on the board, saying, which one do you think is a bomb, which one is not a bomb, which one's safe to land on, which one isn't safe to land on, etc., etc. So as the Saki player, do you wait until you are level 3 to put any trap cards down, so that any trap card down you put down has the chance to be a bomb? Food for thought. We'll see how this player acts as Tomomo on the other side of the board hits level 3. Nico is also able to hit level 3 on the backtrack turn. 46, our only player here who hasn't been able to level, does not have the best of board positions. Depends on the mood, really, says resident Saki player in the chat. Depends on the mood. We shall see. Oh, trap card comes out at level 2 from Saki, so sure enough. Battle comes through. Nice, easy evade for Saki. Game plan for let's look at some of our other characters here and talk about them. Tomomo, right? When do you evolve as Tomomo? Okay. Are you the kind of person, and I'm not talking necessarily to the person who's playing Tomomo in the game right now, but maybe anybody who can hear my voice, if you play Tomomo casual, do you just pop the ice cream as soon as you got it? I got ice cream, boom, I'm going to use it. I would rather play a Sweet Eater. I just needed to instantly just, you know, let it ride. Or are you the kind of person to say, well, it would be more optimal if I could make use of its full healing effect, so I should wait until I'm in a position where I'm being chased down, right? Double damage Seagulls takes 46 out because Seagulls only hits the user. It'll be a few more turns before they have a chance to try and make it home to level up. Nico doesn't really have that sort of you'll pop at level 2 if possible. Nico doesn't really have that sort of decision-making nuance right? Because generally as Nico, Nico starts a fight with, speaking of decision-making nuance, Nico starts a fight with Saki and rolls a 6, but the 6 in defense means no damage is taken, an easy evade for Nico, but that was a scary-looking fight. But another card for Nico, which gets into what I was going to say about her, is that she doesn't have that same decision-making nuance. She generally wants to get up to 4 cards and then pop Hyper, right? Now, you could say, well, do you want to play around an enemy's gift exchange, right? Saki's up to level 3, so we could start seeing bombs at any point now. And sure enough, this Nico player is going to be popping Hyper immediately, right? Do you want to save up some stars just in case, like, you're afraid to have some of your Hypers stolen, right? Nobody in this game is really going to be stealing your Hypers from you, though, unless one of these psychos packed gift exchange. Maybe you pack gift exchange as Saki, but I think as Suguri and as Tomomo, you're much too reliant on your own Hyper to risk that, so I don't think we'll be seeing a gift exchange. We might see a flamethrower or a tragedy, since Saki could potentially pack both of those cards, but it's a pretty safe lobby to just pop your Hyper as soon as you get it as Nico. New ability comes out, lowers Saki's evasion by 1. Okay, it's a slight advantage for Nico in this battle. She might have a battle Hyper. Are you going to use it this early? No, we are not. 2 damage to Saki, and 1 damage in turn. A second ice cream has entered Tomomo's inventory. Oh, a Seagull's hits her, though. Right? And so now, that's the other thing about Tomomo Casual is if you put off your ice cream transformation, you could potentially draw more ice cream and just be like a high attack Tomomo Casual and not lose your ice cream, right? Of course, our player here is going to transform. There is now a Sweet Eater on the board, has access to the newly revived Suguri 46. You hate to see it. This is probably going to be a one-shot. Sure enough. That is not survivable. Yeah, it feels bad to be the level 1 Suguri who just spent almost max turns down and just got up and immediately dies to the Tomomo. Because now, who can stand up to this Tomomo, right? A potential bomb is one, but it hasn't been enough turns for that. Saki's going to start a fight with her, though. What does she have that makes this possible? A sweet battle to steal some chocolate, but she's almost certainly going to die in this encounter. And sure enough, does fall. Perhaps they enjoyed the board position better there. You know, better to go down swinging than kneeling, I suppose. Because if she would have ended her turn a few panels ahead of Tomomo, she would have just gotten fought anyway. Nico on the other end of the board hits level 4, summons the boss. Another dangerous pitfall for Tomomo is landing on that boss panel. She cannot bully the boss nearly as well as she can bully the other players. So, backtrack turn comes out. Moving around the board, Tomomo is speaking like Yoda. I am. Ooh, first encounter with the boss to Nico. It's gonna be a hard hit. 7, that's survivable, and does survive it with 1 HP. .46 is still down. Saki gets back up, though. There's a couple of... Well, I'm a little afraid about commentating on me remembering which bombs, or which traps are which. Because I don't want to give it away to any players in the game that don't remember. Ooh, a heavy hit from the boss, but doesn't quite kill Saki. Right, so we'll use visual indicators. Okay, this was placed down at level 2, and this was placed down at level 3. Well, another boss encounter for Nico. She is probably unlikely to survive this. And, in fact, that's a guaranteed death. Okay. Boss is getting loaded. Better to die to boss than to Tomomo, I guess. Tomomo's minding her own business on the other end of the board. Suguri finally gets up after spending, like, 10 turns down. Oh, Saki finds the long arms card. You know, I've played with and have included long arms in many of my games as, you know, trap wielders. I think this is the first time actually seeing a trap wielder draw that card, and it's going to get discarded immediately. Never mind, because Suguri doesn't roll high enough to actually kill. Both players evading each other's attacks. Not quite enough to kill the 1 HP Saki. Saki's gonna have to roll pretty high though to get away. 4 is pretty high. Draws a 7s. We'll see how this player feels about 7s. Miracle Turn comes out. This could be good. The 1 damage doubled onto Tomomo for the 2 dice so that Suguri 46 has a guaranteed chance to roll, get up to Saki, but it's again evaded. It's not enough. Both attacks are evaded in both directions. Dinner comes out so Tomomo can heal herself. That is the inadvertent effect of protecting Saki as well. Tomomo's going to level up to level 4. Saki gets the 0 from 7s, completely avoiding a follow-up attack from 46. There is a wonder, though. Would 46 have actually done the follow-up attack with her at full health? Remains to be seen. I think at this point, with full health, well, you know, I don't want to put words in the mouth of the creator, but they're probably just looking for movement, is what I would say if Tomomo didn't just teleport to their location. Saki now fighting Suguri, presumably, oh my god, to avoid Tomomo, but a botched 0 on defense guarantees that they are dead. Have a good one, Grand. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, 1 from Tomomo. Not quite enough. Not quite enough to reach 46 and take that kill. As our first level up for 46, she locks in the Winds Norma. Will have it. She might die here again, but she did hit level 2. Oh my god, the 9 damage. Unsurvivable. Tomomo's up to level 5 immediately. 130 stars in the bank on turn 23. This game has been flying by. Now you might be saying, well, that seems like a pretty strong lead, and she's at full HP, and none of these characters are equipped to take her down, right? But Nico's got 4 random hypers in her hand. But there's a trap on the board that could be a bomb. Of course, that trap card. I'm gonna hold my tongue on that trap card placement. To not give away information. And we're going fishing. Suguri 46 is still scary. I see why you're saying that, because she could generate cards to kill Tomomo with, right? However, Suguri 46 is still level 2. Suguri 46 has to hit level 3 before she can generate some random damage dealing cards. So yes, I concur. 46 is equipped to take out Tomomo, but she's going to be dead for another 4 turns. And she's not level 3. So it is entirely possible that Tomomo speedruns this game if she wins this fishing event. But she gets dead last, so no luck there. Speedruns the next 80 stars and just ends the game instantly. It's not what happened, but it was a possibility. Taking a sip of water to refresh. My throat. My noon. .46 still down. You're just dead half the game, yeah. It's unfortunate. Tomomo chooses the long way around, which is going to give Saki... Oh, Saki's going to fight Tomomo to avoid the boss panel. Because she has a reverse attribute field, means this battle is super survivable and is only going to take 1 damage in exchange for avoiding a boss encounter. Very nice. Granted, that does keep you on the path with Tomomo, so some unlucky rolls could mean you have to fight her again, but Nico plays Rebellion, meaning that everybody is going to be better equipped to fight Tomomo. Tomomo rolls max, so Saki won't be able to catch up with her. If you're Saki in this instance, would you ever fight her under Rebellion? Greatest troublemaker ever comes out. The freshly alive 46 already back down to 1 HP. Jonathan Rush is probably also going on... Oh, it's going on to Tomomo. So much belief in the Rebellion by Nico because she has bits. +3, +3, +5. It's a low roll, though. It's only a 1. It's not going to be enough to kill, even with the evade. Tomomo down to 1 HP. Nico clicks evade on it and is not nearly as lucky. Gives over half of her stars to Tomomo. Tomomo's now 7 stars away from lethal, from having enough to win the game. 46 chooses the boss encounter, is probably dying on purpose so that her stars can't get stolen. Oh, she survived the encounter, though. But now Tomomo has to make a choice. You could try and kill Suguri, but you are going to go for it because you landed on the boss panel anyway. Contest of cuteness. 1 to 7. You're not winning this contest. And you're dying to the boss. And L plus ratio. Well, you could evade that. It was a 1 in 3 chance to evade that. It's not impossible. But does die to the boss. Back down to 82 stars. This boss is loaded. 46 is in a good position if they roll a 1. That's their home. They get to just choose it. Okay. Up to level 3 can now generate some cards. Tomomo's down. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Nico spent, a couple of her hypers. It's honestly a good position for 46. Plays Observer of Eternity. We'll see in time what she gets from it. Draws another card. What are you going to discard here? Pay attention to the placement of the discarded card. Discards one of the cards that was generated from her hyper. Suguri 46 notably generates random cards, which means she can generate dog shit cards. There's like 2 or 3 dog shit cards in that pool of cards that she can generate. It seems that she drew one of them. Saki up to level 4. All players now at least level 3. Saki, Nico, both level 4. Tomomo is back alive, but she's in her casual, sleepy form. Indiscriminate fire support comes out and instantly kills its user. But you know what? I was going to say, if you're going to die, that's a good way to die. The bail! That was a bomb. As soon as hitting level 3, Saki puts down a bomb, lands on it on purpose to kill 2 other people and profit massively. I was going to comment earlier in the game about that bomb placement being bad because you could just choose not to land on that trap. But if you're Saki, you could just choose to land on that trap and kill 2 other people and take all of their stars for free. So fair enough. What do I know about bomb placement? Nothing. Saki now, not quite match point because needs to be level 5, right? But you have enough stars to win. Suguri 46 is up. Is going to choose to level up to level 4. Okay. Saki's at max HP with 200 stars. Ooh, Tomomo finds an ice cream. Ooh, interesting. So Tomomo now can turn into Sweet Eater, maybe try and catch Saki for some sweet revenge. Curious to see how she plays this next turn, because there is a Nico in front of her. Are you gonna... Oh, she chooses not to evolve. Lands on a draw panel, draws another card. Okay. It would be an expensive evolution at this point. Saki's rolling massive. Lands on an assault, has to fight with Suguri. Interesting. Suguri needs to start this out playing a sweet battle. Ooh, serious battle played by Saki. Each player takes 2 damage. Saki's going to heal one of them back. Is now at match point. Saki now at match point. What does Nico have that can do? She can do anything about this. She can long distance shot. +1 damage from Fluffy and Fuzzy. -1 damage from Metallic Monocoque means it is 1 net damage onto Saki. Down to 2 HP. Momo not eating her ice cream. Just locking in some stars. What do you got, Saki? Rolls a 0. Can't Norma check on zeros, though, so the game is not over. Boss encountered by Nico. She's going to bring it down to 1 HP. This boss is loaded. I estimate he probably has like 300 stars. I don't know if it's quite that much. I think he has like 150 to 160 stars. So somebody could kill the boss, which Tomomo's going to do by evolving into Sweet Eater. Tomomo going to fight Nico. Little Magnum played, but it's survivable, but not easily. Takes out Nico for the reward and is going to get the double kill onto the boss. Sure enough, it had 100-ish stars. I was overestimating. Another 0 by Saki. You can't. If you're committing to the lucky 7s, it's a very scary, scary position. Oh, that's her home. That's Tomomo's home. She just has to roll a 1 or higher. Okay. And Tomomo takes it. You know what? That was a lot closer than I was expecting it to be. It looked like a Tomomo sweep until she died. Then it was looking close. That was a great Saki play, but Tomomo takes it in the end, as Sevens has decreed. GG's.